And I'm going to hit broadcast. It's just setting it up.
I need a haircut.
Mom's a hairdresser.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I might come and see her then.
Yeah. Okay, it is redirecting the Facebook Live. We should be live. Let's just give it a second. Okay. I am so excited to be doing this conversation. Deborah has become one of my besties. And I wanted to introduce her. I'm going to let her share a little bit about her story, but for everybody that has a business or a family or you own a home or, you know, are in a certain situation, it's better to be prepared in advance. And I'm going to share a little bit about what I've been dealing with to put it into perspective of why it's so important to have correct legal advice. But I'm gonna let Deborah introduce herself to our amazing community. And she recently came on as one of our VIP businesses as part of our network. She is going to be working with all of our members to make sure that you're protected in your family, your life, and your business, and get all the information that you need. She's going to be doing some speaking talks at our events, and she's going to be here locking arms with us and all of our members of our community. And I wanted to give you I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for taking a stand for me and all of the crap that I've been dealing with, and also taking a stand for other people. It's very humbling to meet a person like yourself that goes above and beyond for other people, and I'm grateful to be partnered with you, to provide this information to all of our members of our community. So Deborah, please introduce yourself. I'm just going to share this into our group as well. I don't want anybody to miss any info.
Well, thanks for having me. Um, so, a little bit about me. I was a teacher for 36 years in Ontario. And when I saw this platform, I actually fell upon it by accident because my moving van that moved me out west stole, I mean, they said they lost, but stole $18,000 worth of our belongings. And I remember just randomly picking up the phone and calling a law office and saying, hey, what's it going to cost me to pursue this? Because a lot of these things were of sentimental value. And now I know that they chose this stuff carefully so they could turn around and resell it, was the bottom line. But when I called a law firm, they basically said, well, it's going to cost you $1,000 retainer and about $500 an hour. So I had to rethink, do I really want to do this? Because I'll probably never see this stuff again. And that's when somebody introduced me to Legal Shield. So basically, they said, for a 1 year membership, it kind of works like CAA, where you're paying a monthly, yearly membership so that, if you walk yourself out of the car or run out of gas on the highway, you pick up the phone, tow truck comes and saves you, and you don't have to pay, right?
Yeah, I'm
So
very
it's that
familiar.
same idea, right? It's the same idea where you can pick up the phone and call a lawyer 24/7, I might add, about unlimited issues, unlimited number of times. So when she told me this, it's like $35 a month. I went 35 times 12 months is $420. I thought that's less than one phone call to a lawyer. So it just really made sense to me. So I used them my first 6 months, I used them 8 times. So 8 phone calls times $500 would have been $4,000 when really it cost me $400. So it was it was really a no-brainer. And then I used them for other things too. I got my will done, paid $0. I had a contract that I needed to review for a timeshare, paid $0. I had some issues with my dad passed away. The disbursement company was taken like forever. 3 years later, we still hadn't gotten the money. So I called and they helped me with that. So at that point, I thought, you know what? Everybody needs to know about this because it's about the unexpected. And like you said, protect yourselves, be prepared because the unexpected could happen today, could happen tomorrow. Like I wasn't expecting, this issue with my moving van. I wasn't expecting this timeshare to tell me to sign off on contracts. Like you just need to be prepared. So I'm an educator. I love to educate and empower people. So that's where I'm coming from with this platform.
Right. And I wanted to, share a little bit about, my story and what I've had to deal with because I think it's really important that people understand, you know, not only number one, it's what the business that I'm building is a big business. You know what I mean? I plan on opening my corporations in the USA. I need to, make sure all of my corporate team are protected. I need to make sure that all of these things are in place. Cybersecurity is another one. That's a major, huge thing. But there's the little things that like you don't really realize. Like I've had somebody take advantage of me and take over $7,000 for a website that wasn't done correctly. So, I have another company right now that owes me $3,000 that's not paying my money back to me, which is, getting these types of legal advice on what are my options and how to navigate through this. I mean, there's contracts in place. They review the contracts. There's, things that they can provide me with correct legal advice, which number one will save me thousands and thousands of dollars. Number two, point me in the right direction. Like the one company, Legal Shield, as soon as I signed up, I used them 3 times in like a week. And, they were so great. They provided me all the information. They sent out the demand letters. They gave me all the next steps. They literally gave me a whole email, what to do next, how to file small claims court. Here's the steps you need to take. Here's the cost of it, and I wouldn't know any of those things if I was not a member. And, I think it's so important. Number one, there's so many things that Legal Shield does, and I'm going to let you share more about it because there's a lot of things that people don't realize, even the small things that, they can actually stand by your side and give you the correct advice on which way to navigate. And I think it's so important because I even have some other business partners and associates that have some legal things that are popping up. And I said, you got to have this. It's mandatory. And I'm going to make sure that, all of our members that sign up in our network at least are aware of it and they have the option because you never know what's going to happen when you're even in a business, like a beauty business, liability. What if you wreck somebody's hair? What if you fry somebody's hair off? What if you know what I mean? Like, what if you,
Absolutely. Yeah.
there's so many things. Like,
Yeah.
what if you have a flood in your apartment? There's so many things. But,
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to have that advice. Right now, I'm at the next stage of my business and life where we're about to launch a global company. I need to have all of these things in order, and I wouldn't know where to even start if it wasn't for Legal Shield.
Yeah. So we actually have, like you said, a plethora of services. So we have business plans. There's 3 different tiers. We have family plans, and we also have identity theft. So I'll speak to the business plans first. So it's things like letters and phone calls on your behalf. There's so much power, and that's like your credit card scam thing,
Yeah.
right? When you get a letter from a lawyer with their letterhead on it, it's a lot more impactful, right? Designated collection or consultation, there's document review, there's collection letters. So you're not paying, $100 to get a collection from a certain company. This is all included in part of your plan. There's trademarking and copyright services. So if you're
Oh, I know
starting
that.
off a new business, like how crazy is that? Employee handbooks, CRA audit services. Um, yeah, so many different things there. And then the other thing I want to point out, especially for small businesses, and it's funny, I was just telling Calli how I got an email like probably 20 minutes ago from WestJet saying there was a breach of the information. So we have identity theft protection. We have family plans. It's $29.95 a month, but it allows you to cover 15 different devices. Okay. So, first of all, it's going to give you the resources to protect. So, VPN, malware protection, and password protection. Now, some of you might know that on June 20th, Google, Facebook, Apple had a huge, what they called the mother of all breaches of passwords. So your information's already out there, right? I don't have to worry about it because I have password protection on my ID Shield identity theft. So the other thing, so they give you the resources. Every time I open up an email now that's full of links, it'll either give me a green check mark to say this is safe to open, or a red stop sign that says, this looks scammy. Like, how many people do you know have pushed a link and got themselves in big trouble that they couldn't get out of, right?
I gotta tell
So,
you a story. So,
okay.
mom purchased something online just the other day, and she went to go look in her account, and there was four other charges. First of all, the item that she purchased showed up, and it was not what they said it was. Now she cannot get a hold of the company. She paid $78 for the item, and it was a total sham.
Yeah.
So she's trying to return the item, but there's nobody answering the phone. There's no way to contact the company. There's no email that she even purchased the item. And then she had four other charges
Yeah.
on her card, but it looks like almost like the company skimmed her card and they're using it somewhere. So she had four other charges that she had to do a charge back on just yesterday. She had to go and actually go and get a brand new card because her card has been compromised.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
she actually has Legal Shield as well. And if she needs to pursue it, she actually at least has that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So it'll give you those tools.
Yeah.
Like for example, the VPN is a virtual personal network. So how many of you, our audience here, have gone to the airport, used the unsecured website to pull up the QR code for their Air Canada ticket? Well, guess what? You're exposed right away. People can pick up your information on your phone like that. So, back to the identity theft, what makes it really unique is that A, it gives you the tools. B, it will monitor whatever you ask it to monitor. It can monitor your passport, your SIN number, your credit cards, your crypto wallets, whatever. It'll monitor it. And it does something like 67 million websites in a second. Okay.
Wow.
Because that's AI going through looking for your numbers. Now, if they find that your passport or whatever was used in a fraudulent manner, like imagine going across the border, giving your passport, and the security guy says, "Oh, looks like there's a warrant out for your arrest," and you go, "Must be some mistake. It's not me." It's like, prove it, prove it. Okay. So what happens at that stage, if it was used fraudulently, then identity theft, the platform has private investigators that will deal with it. You just hand over the problem to them and they will deal with getting you back to pre-identity theft. It could take 200 hours, it could take 600 hours. As long as it takes, they will do it to restore your identity. I mean, isn't that worth $15 a month for 3 services? If you have a family, think about your kids, guys. Like, how many wrong links are they going to choose? And just so you know, a child's born in Canada is designated a SIN number right away. Why that is, I don't know. But why do people want to steal your SIN number? Well, you need SIN numbers to get a job. Think about all the different reasons you need a SIN number. So your child, maybe you have their picture on Facebook, they can alter or modify their look to 18 years old and then put them on a card, a SIN card, and sell that. So
I have a question. I
yeah,
just had I had a company on TikTok steal my face.
yeah.
Would that be something that I could look into with them?
No, because I had 7 different fake accounts of me on TikTok and them stealing my information and that. But that's a problem with Meta.
Okay, because
You have to
it's an
go to.
actual ad for a company.
Uh,
It's not like a stealing and duplicating my profile. They actually stole my face and you are using it for their company ad.
oh, well then, yeah, that'd be worth it. So when you get identity theft, you actually have an 800 number that you can contact right away. It's it's I mean, why not protect yourself? You know what I say to people? You don't wait until your house is burning down to go, hey, I need house insurance. Same thing with this. And, I've been on a lot of different summits with identity theft, and I can tell you so many horrible stories that it would make the hair on your arm stand up. So it's better to be protected than have to go through it. I had a teacher actually get a hold of me in January, and she said, I need identity theft. I've been a victim of identity theft. It took her 3 years to get her identity back because she did it on her own. And then she said to me, you know what, Debbie? I'm pretty sure that's why I got breast cancer. It was so
So
stressful.
stressful. Yeah,
So
I believe it.
isn't that worth $15 a month? You
Yeah,
know?
I
Oh,
believe it.
and I did want to say something about businesses, because when businesses, let's say you have a small spa and maybe you have, 500 clients, and you have their information stored in your computer, right? So let's say you had a breach,
Yeah.
and by law, you have to report to your customers that you had a breach. All it takes is one annoyed, disgruntled customer to say, well, you should have protected my identity stuff better. I'm going to sue you. And
I
at
just
that
I just
point,
had I just had a actual business owner contact me recently that happened to, and they stole her whole client list.
okay. So technically, she is liable for not properly protecting her client's information, right? So do you want to be in that position? You know,
Yeah.
that's an important thing as a business owner to think about, right?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I
Yeah.
mean, I am thinking about everything right now. Number one, I have a lot of things that there's a lot of moving parts to my business. But number two, what if something happened to me tomorrow? Who's gonna run my company? Who's gonna make sure that things operate correctly? You know what I mean? So, um, right now, the biggest thing for me is number one, getting my will in place. Number two, all the corporate teams, contracts and everything done, copyright and all those things as well. Having a lawyer be able to review all those contracts that I'm issuing to everyone, launching my US corporation, all of the things. Like
Yeah.
there's so many things that I have already used Legal Shield for, but also need Legal Shield for that things are gonna arise that I don't even know what's gonna
Yeah.
come up now. Like I'm just like, okay, like I'm grateful for having it.
You know
And
what? I'm glad you brought up the will thing, because once a month we do a free will workshop. So, the workshop costs $0, but also when you get your will done with our membership, it costs you $0. So we have a will kit like this, and I mean it's full of legal jargon, and that's why we do the online workshop and we walk people through it. But when you mention about partnerships and stuff like that, like the expert that talks about it, she goes, and if you have a business, who are you going to leave it to?
right,
Who, like, it's all the do's and don'ts. Like, a lot of people think you just need it, like, yeah, everything's going to go to my kids. No. Like, if you have a business, who do you want it to go to? Is it somebody who's going to turn around and sell it right away? Is it somebody who you can trust to keep your legacy going? Like, there's a lot of different moving parts to a will. And that's why so many people don't get it done. In fact, I was talking to a realtor about 2 weeks ago, and she said to me, oh, I wish I would have met you like 3 weeks ago, because I just got my will done. It cost her $2,700.
jeez.
Here, for a year membership, it's $420. Like, really? You know? And a lot of people put it off because who's got $2,000-3,000 in their back pocket?
Well, and
Right?
that's the worst thing, I don't mean to speak on this, but we've lost a lot of people recently, and a lot of them weren't prepared. You know what I mean? Dealing with things that happen. I have a family friend that their mom passed away, the dad passed away, everybody passed away, and now they're in a big legal battle with the family because
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it just gives you that extra level of knowing that you can sleep at night, knowing that
Yes.
you have these things in place. Like it's freaking me out right now because I have so many things that I have to consider even just before we fully launch and go global. You know, it's it's mind-boggling the amount of things that I have to do as a CEO to
Yeah,
protect me, protect my people, and to protect everybody that's part of the company as well.
yeah.
I'm going to recommend every single corporate team member that to have Legal Shield as well because I want them to have the lawyer to review the contracts that I'm sending them.
And the thing is, like you said, it's knowledge is power. Like you're learning more and more about what you can access because you have this and things that you probably never thought of before.
Yeah.
And you know what? Back to the will, and yes, people are dropping off like flies. So I have a friend who is does have a Legal Shield membership. Her brother suddenly died in Toronto. She had to drop everything, go to Toronto. She spent 3 weeks there. Well, guess what? Her brother did not have a will. So talk about complicating things. But because she had Legal Shield, she was allowed to get advice and consultation on how to deal with her brother not having it and getting his affairs in order, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So,
Let's
yeah,
talk
there's
about
so
like
much.
what other options are there? Is there family law? Is there like for other situations as well? It's not
Yeah,
just for business. I want to make sure that people understand that this is for personal as well. You
yeah.
mentioned even if your washer leaks and things like that. So let's talk a
You
little
know
bit
what?
about the other options.
Yeah, I'll even read some of these because I have a list of 101 reasons, right? You receive a speeding ticket. Your teenager is accused of shoplifting. Your new washing machine doesn't work. A friend or neighbor is injured on your property. Your car is damaged by a hit and run. Your pet causes damage on a neighbor's lawn. Maybe you have a psycho neighbor that you don't know how to deal with. Your landlord enters your apartment without permission. Your boat is damaged in storage. Your landlord refuses to refund your deposit. You know what? I'm going to tell you one of my stories because this just goes to show you how valuable it is. So I actually bought some tickets for my grandkids and my husband and I to go to a dinosaur event, and I got an email back saying, "Sorry, we have to change the date. If this
Hmm.
date doesn't work for you, then we're happy to refund your money." And I said, "Sorry, it doesn't work. Can you please refund my money?" A whole month goes by. I send them an email, no response. Second month goes by. I send them an email, no response. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to bring this to the Legal Shield lawyer. The Legal Shield lawyer sends a letter to the legal department of the dinosaur, not human resources, right? And next thing I know, I get something in an email that says, "Sorry for the misunderstanding. Your refund will show up in the next 5 to 10 days," whatever it was. And then I thought to myself, would I have picked up the phone at $500 an hour to get my $220 back? Right? So it doesn't have to be a big, bad, and ugly case. It could be anything really small. It could be how many people do you know want to get out of a cell phone contract? And then they say, "Oh, well, you're going to owe us $273. And, if you don't pay, it's going to affect your credit rating." And so most people go, "Okay, fine, I'll pay." Right? If you got the Legal Shield lawyer on there, you might save $273.
I think I'm going to inquire about my car situation now.
Yeah,
It
sure.
literally, it's been stressing me out for so long. And like why I might as well go through the notions of getting the advice on what I should do before I make any harsh decisions because there's got to be something in the terms or in the clause because I still am paying for that vehicle every month,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So it's all, I think I'm
And
going to actually get advice on that next.
it's also about your rights and their responsibilities. So another story that I have is a girl was at UBC. She had a condo that she rented. She had put $1,000 down like 4 years ago. She was done her course. She went to the landlord and said, "Well, I need my deposit back. I'm moving. I'm leaving." And he kept ignoring her. So they went to the Legal Shield lawyer. So the Legal Shield lawyer sent a letter to the landlord saying, "These are your responsibilities and these are her rights," right? And then next thing you know, he comes and delivers it to her and he goes, "Okay, I don't want any problems with your lawyer." You know, there's a lot of power behind that.
Yeah.
Right?
And and the good thing is too is like they give when they send out the demand letters, they give an opportunity for that person to make good. And if they don't, then they also provide you with the next steps on what to
Right.
do. Like now I'm in the process of filing a one demand letter expired, so I'm in the process of filing in small claims court. But they gave me and provided me all the information. And they also said, I think you should take this to the next step. Or they'll say, I don't think you should.
Right.
And that to me is gold in itself. I mean, I have over $10,000 of people owing me money. I wouldn't even be in the situation I'm in if people made good with what they said they were going to do or the contracts that were in place. So yeah, I totally I'm grateful to be part of Legal Shield. I'm grateful to introduce it to all of our members as well. And I
You
want
know
to
what?
encourage anybody as well. If you're watching this, reach out to me. I'll be happy to introduce you to Deborah. I actually introduced somebody to Deborah this morning
Yeah.
because they need advice, right? And you never know. It's better to be protected. I mean, for what do I pay? $40 a month for my business plan, $49 or something like that. But it's better for me to have it than to have something else happen and me not have any advice because this, like, if I had Legal Shield 3 years ago, I probably would have saved my company a ton of money.
Do you know what?
Literally.
I should just give a little bit of background about the company. So it started in the US in 1972. So what's that? 53 years ago. It's actually been in Canada for 25 years. But I love the story of how this came about because it wasn't out of greed, it was out of need. So the Harlan Stonecipher was a teacher during the day, and he did life insurance at night. And he was coming home from school one day when the oncoming traffic swerved into his lane, was a head-on collision, like he was lucky to be alive. And the woman that was driving the car was actually charged, had to go to the hospital. And next thing you know, she sues Harlan Stonecipher, even though she was charged. Okay. So he came. So obviously, when somebody sues you, you have to show up in court and you have to, pay the bill, right? Whether you like it or not, you got to show up and defend yourself. So he had this little epiphany and he said, you know what? I have life insurance, I have house insurance, I have vehicle insurance, but I don't have legal insurance. And that's how this started. It was created as a need for people to have legal insurance so that they're not paying the hefty hourly bill, right? And the other
Awesome.
thing I wanted to show is when you become a member, this is really cool. So you're going to get an app on your phone, that purple shield. And when you click that app, retry. Okay. It's going to say request a consult.
Right.
So you push that button, and here are all the different categories,
Yeah.
right? All the different specialty lawyers that you can talk to from personal injury, real estate, traffic, immigration, employment, criminals, contracts, civil litigation, landlord tenant, estate planning, consumer rights, right? So you would
I'm
click
gonna
on
file
one of
the
the,
rights one as soon as we get off this Zoom call.
and actually, you know what? I'm really impressed with Calli had signed up at about 11 o'clock in the morning. And I think at 3 o'clock, you sent me a text and you said the lawyer is writing a letter for the collections thing, right? It
Yeah.
was, I mean,
Same day.
that shocked me because it's usually 24 hours to process, but within hours, you were
Yeah.
talking to a
Yeah. I
lawyer,
mean, they've already
right?
sent three demand letters in the past couple weeks for me.
Yeah.
And now two of them are moving forward. So, one we're still waiting for the time to expire. They got about 5 days left. And then if not, I'm going straight to file in small claims court because,
Yeah.
not only are these companies taking advantage of me, but they're also hurting our company as well. And like all of our members don't know all of the stuff that I've had to deal with in the background.
Yeah.
But our company, we would be way further ahead if these people didn't take advantage of me.
Yeah.
So
Well,
now
and
having,
and
yeah,
I think that's where the big problem is that, the bosses, the cops, the companies are like, they don't know their rights. I can whitewash this,
Right.
right? So it's about knowing your rights and having access to someone who can help to advocate for you,
Right.
right?
And it's interesting too because like when the issue I'm dealing with in Ontario, he actually read through my entire contract and actually quoted back in their contract my legal right for
Mm,
them to have to return my funds. So he literally read through everything, took his time,
yeah,
read through everything, and actually quoted back, even named the clause in their contract.
yeah, yeah,
That's powerful.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had some really good experiences too, and like I said, it's everything and anything. There's what people might not think, like my dinosaur ticket of calling a lawyer for. It's like, yeah, now you can, call a lawyer about anything legal,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
So I mean, I'm grateful. If anybody's watching this and you have any questions, please contact me. I will do an introduction to you and Deborah. Deborah is working with our community to make sure you all get the protection that you need for yourself, for your family, and for your business. And she will be speaking at our event coming up. So make sure you get your tickets because you do not want to miss this. I'm happy to have you part of the team. Thank you for locking arms with us. Thank you for supporting our community. Thank you for bringing your knowledge to the table. I mean, you got me off the fence. I had Legal Shield previously for personal, but I didn't have it for my business. And I think you know, it's very important at this stage of the game that I do everything that I can to protect this company and what it's going to do because it's going to change lives for years to come. And I want to make sure that it's going to last. We have to make sure that we're following all the correct direct selling association laws, all of the, privacy laws and protecting people's privacy. And OMG, the list goes on.
Yeah. And those are the ones that you know about. What about the ones that you don't know about?
Well,
Right?
yeah, even just recently, I've had to go undergo a company name change and rebrand because L'Oreal trademarked the name Beauty Squad. I had to change my whole company name because of that. So if I
Wow.
didn't know the things that I know, then you know what I mean? I would have gotten sued by L'Oreal. What am I gonna do? Get sued by $1 billion company? What am I gonna do? They're gonna crush me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I mean, it's better to protect yourself now. And recently a lot of the people that have contacted me are dealing with situations that they need legal representation. And I'm grateful that, our community comes to me for advice as well, so I can point them in the right direction of one of our registered members that can assist them with what they need. And that's the purpose of our network, right? Like once you get access to so much more once you actually join our platform. And since then, we I don't know how many referrals I've sent to you already, but there's been quite
Thank
a
you.
few.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're going to continue to do the same, and we're going to work it right into our plan to make sure that every single member that signs up with us has a consultation call with Deborah because I think it's so important that you also protect yourself being part of our network too. Everybody has to work together, everybody has to come together, and we just make ourselves so much stronger when we all work in harmony and make sure that we're all on the same path, right?
Yeah. So knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Yes.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to do this call, and educate our members on what is available to them. It's you can't say that you don't know now. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah,
that's
and
what
I'm happy to do, consultations like you send them to me like what we've been doing, and I'm happy to get people started and direct them down the right
Right.
path.
I mean, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of sensitive information that's private. And that's the one thing I love about working with you is I just do the introduction. I'm not privy to any of the conversations, but you can point them in the direction of whatever it is that they need for whatever they're dealing with. And that's what I love about you, Deborah. I just wanted to say thank you so much. Like you're
So,
a rock star. You're amazing. And I look forward to the future. You know, this is just a brand new friendship and a lifelong partnership. That's
there
what
you
I
go.
call it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I'm really grateful to you. I'm so glad that we connected. You actually reached out to me and we just, aligned because I think we have the same purpose in mind, and that's to educate and to help empower people. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
keep
So
up the good work. I love your platform, and I know you're going to touch a lot of lives throughout the years. So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Thank you so much for your
Okay.
time. And if
All right.
anybody's watching this, get a hold of us. We're happy to help as the best as we can or point you in the right direction. And I
Okay.
hope you guys
Thanks,
all
Calli.
have a happy Friday, and we will see you guys soon. Bye,
Okay.
everyone.
Bye bye.